November is looking like a stellar month for new indie game releases. Hi everybody, welcome back to Get Indie Gaming, where today we're counting down the indie games you should probably want to take a look at this November 2020.
A rough night in Clawville.
First up at number 8. Chicken Police comes out November 5th and features a narrative-driven adventure game inspired by the film noir movies of the 1940s and games such as Grim Fandango and Snatcher. It's a story about two rooster detectives within a tale of love, death, chickens of course, but also of redemption. As this video airs, there's a demo which you can pick up on its Steam homepage, which gives a great overall account of what else to expect, all within what's a fine-looking classical adventure game with visual novel-styled storytelling. We think this one really does look exceptional, and we really do love the film noir aesthetic and how it solidly uses a cinematic approach that's suitably enhanced by way of the original musical score. We've not seen anything like it before, and we suspect neither will you. Chicken Police scratches its way onto PC this November 5th, with it also coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch.
Are you chicken enough?
A new age is upon us. The wonders of the solar system, for so long the inspiration to humanity's myths and dreams, are now within our reach.
Expected out on November 17th, and at this month's number 7, we have Mars Horizon, a game in which you take control of leading a space agency, leading it through the very beginnings of its exploration into space through to seeing your astronauts landing on the surface of the moon. Now this just looks really rather cool. I mean, who hasn't dreamt of this kind of thing, or at least being an astronaut? Also, this one has the support of the European Space Agency and also the UK Space Agency, where the developers have collaborated with numerous experts in space exploration, from engineers developing the technology that's expected to be used in the Mars programs to come, to those individuals designing and planning the types of missions those on the surface of the planet will undertake when they get there. This, the developers hope, will bring an unprecedented level of accuracy, authenticity, not to mention legitimacy to the overall gameplay and associated scenarios. This honestly looks like it could be one of the best and most fun indie simulation management and strategy games out over the course of the entire year. And if you fancy it, there's a demo to play as this video airs over on the Steam homepage. Coming up next, and at number 6, with it clearly inspired by the classic that is Bomberman and its many iterations, Ponpu comes out November 5th onto PC and all of the usual consoles. Having spent some time with the demo over the past couple of days, Ponpu really has taken the best elements from what made Bomberman so great and good fun, while adding new mechanics and a sleek overall hand-drawn aesthetic direction. We suspect the single player will gain plenty of traction, although for us, it's the PvP free-for-all deathmatch that makes this a possible contender for one of the most fun, most competitive, and most enjoyable 4-player multiplayer games out in the whole of 2020. Moving on, and at number 5, would you just sit back and take a look at this? Prodeus is, as you can no doubt already tell, a first-person shooter with the looks of a few generations ago, all reimagined with modern rendering techniques. There's just something perfectly modern lo-fi about it, not to mention in just how very over-the-top all of it seems to be, with its highly visceral combat with such a frantic pace. The folks working on this have also worked on the likes of Doom, Payday 2, the Call of Duty series and plenty more, so there's no denying the strength of their relative CVs. To be fair, we don't tend to play too many of these kind of games anymore here at Get Indie Gaming, although in Prodeus, we'll be getting this one a few days after its launch for PC on November the 10th. Up now, and at number 4, we have something completely different. Dorian Morris Adventure is an adventure coaching game where you play as Dorian Morris as you look to uncover the secrets of your missing grandfather. What's different here though is how the game is looking to use its adventures, puzzles and tasks in order to offer the player what the developers are calling a dose of practical advice and useful knowledge in such things as time management, problem-solving skills, motivation, self-esteem and conflict resolution by way of the interactive quizzes, games, tests and other mechanics where you're able to learn certain aspects of your own personal strengths and weaknesses while also finding a few things about your own professional interests along the way. So yes, Dorian Morris Adventure isn't just the run-of-the-mill point-and-clicker. How this actually plays out? Well, we're sure to see more when it comes out on November the 16th by way of Steam. At number 3, and coming from the creators behind Abzu, which incidentally was the game that provided us here at Get Indie Gaming the motivation to create this channel, we have the Pathless. The Pathless is a mythic adventure game where you become a hunter, a master of archery having travelled to a mystical island to dispel a terrible curse of darkness that grips the world. In it you'll explore the misty forests, snowy tundras and lush meadows full of secrets, solve puzzles you'll find within ancient ruins and of course test your skill, and overall mettle within epic battles where you and your eagle companion will seek to free the world from its corruption. It's all set within a really rather stunningly beautiful looking open world with what appear to be some beautifully animated and fluid character acrobatics. The combat seems to be rather solid and we're suitably intrigued to see how you the player character uses and binds with your accompanying eagle. The Pathless comes out November 12th on PC by way of the Epic Games Store, Apple Arcade, with it also popping onto the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Next up, and at number 2, we have the much hyped and hugely anticipated Bugsnax. Now this one's been all over social media for a good while now, and as this video airs we are able to report we have been playing it on PC, although the embargo for reviews, footage and opinions doesn't lift until Monday, November 9th at 9 AM Eastern, so we're not able to say anything more on what we really think of it. Even so, on the face of things, well, Bugsnax is a cutely curious, whimsical narrative adventure that's coming to PC by way of the Epic Games Store and for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Lucky PlayStation 5 owners who scooped a pre-order who also happen to have PlayStation Plus will also be able to pick this one up for free when it launches this coming November 12th. So what is it that you really do here within Bugsnax? Well, much of the real meat and two veg of the game is somewhat spoilery at its heart though. Bugsnax does see you setting off to the island of Snacktooth where you're able to discover, hunt and capture 100 or so species of Bugsnax, which, as you probably know already, happen to be creatures who are half snack, half bug, all within a number of different biomes, all set within a narrative mystery adventure. All in, Bugsnax seems to be deliciously odd, and you can expect a full review here on the channel once the embargo lifts come November the 9th. At the number 1 slot for indie games out this November 2020, the Falconeer is arguably one of the most exciting and compelling launch titles for both the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. It is of course also making its way onto PC, where we've been able to play the first 2 chapters as part of a recent beta testing build. From what we've seen of it so far, the Falconeer really will deliver upon its premise of it being a unique aerial flying game with tactical dogfights, all alongside an expansive, if not fully open world, as perhaps some people might expect. This all begins with a deftly handled tutorial, which nicely sets the scene, all the while introducing the player to the basics of combat and the aspects of traditional mission-driven gameplay. As perhaps others have already said, our short time with the Falconeer has us honestly thinking this will play out in a similar fashion to Sea of Thieves. Combat can be intense, although there feels to be plenty of space within the game to simply potter about and explore. Now we're quite sure we'll be looking to do plenty of that with it looking so utterly gorgeous. We had no issues with the game on our arguably more powerful than most gaming rigs holding a suitably high frame rate at 4K resolution. with folks having early access to this one on the Xbox Series X reporting similar all-round visual experiences. Personal high points for us so far include the weather effects and creatures you can find flying alongside you. As far as an indie game helping to open the new generation of consoles, well, we can't wait to dive once more into the Falconeer on launch day, November the 10th. So there we go, with the Falconeer topping the pile for our November rundown. We're all out of time on today's video. Please be sure to click that like button and subscribe to the channel if you've yet to do so, and help take us further towards that magical 100,000 subscriber milestone. Either way, many thanks for watching, and we'll see you all here next time for another indie game video.